Hello, I'm Kaylin Mehta, and this is your Independence Update. Mother-Daughter Hip-Hop. Independence Township Parks and Recreation will be hosting a mother-daughter hip-hop class on Tuesday, May 27th from 7 to 8 p.m., encouraging mothers and daughters to join them for a fun evening of exercise and bonding. Come learn the latest dance moves and share some priceless laughs with your daughter. The class is held at Waterford Recreation Center at 5640 Williams Lake Road and is brought to you by Busy Bodies. Price is $80 per couple. Summer Sand Volleyball Leagues. Digs, Bumps, and Spikes. Clintonwood Park is now registering players for their 18 and over volleyball leagues. The first session begins May 28th and runs for approximately 8 weeks, depending on the number of teams. All games are self-officiated and registration begins March 12th for both returning and new resident teams. Leagues are first come, first serve and are limited to 8 teams per league. All fees and rosters are due by May 20th. Please call 248-625-8223 for more details. Boogie Babies and Pint-Sized Picassos. On Thursday, May 29th, Independence Township Parks and Recreation will be hosting a variety of classes for your little ones, starting with Boogie Babies. Boogie Babies is a fun introduction to the world of dance in a toddler-friendly environment where children ages 1 to 4 will have the opportunity to interact with new friends and parents. Additionally, if your toddler isn't as interested in learning dance steps, Parks and Recreation will also be offering an art class at the same time known as Pint-Sized Picassos. This class will take your kids on a creative walk through the world of art. The weekly themes for this class are different every week, enticing children to find their inner artist through fun activities such as wearing paint clothes. Both classes are held from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Waterford Recreation Center, and the cost for each class is $65 to residents. Clarkston Village Players. On Friday, May 30th, the Clarkston Village Players present their special engagement of One Cat Away from 61, an intimate examination of love, adultery, and a cat. The play is directed and performed by Village Players member Ricky Schwartz and should be lots of fun, so come on out. Graduation. Monday, June 2nd is the CHS graduation ceremony for seniors. The event begins at 6:30 p.m. and runs until around 9. Graduation is open to the public and there will be some excellent speeches from both the students and administration. Join us on the Hill and in the pavilion as we give our seniors a proper farewell. If you have a story or information you'd like us to share on Independence Update, contact us at 248-623-3661 or email Matt Blow at mbleau@indetwp.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Stay tuned for the thread with Dr. Rock and a presentation with Pat Kittle.
Hello, I'm Matt Herron. I'm here with the Township Supervisor, Pat Kittle, today, filling in for Justine Morris. Pat's going to give us a little Township update. How you doing, Pat?
Pretty good, Matt. Thanks. You know, being a new supervisor in Independence really gets to be a lot of fun some days. You know, for example, yesterday I had visited the memorial service at Depot Park and then ultimately ending up down at the cemetery out on Dixie Highway. And normally I go out to, you know, the Holly National Cemetery and pay my respects out there. This year I opted to attend the Clarkston one, and I tell you what, it was a great, great event. Of course, having the Clarkston band there, you know, do their thing was just spectacular. Those kids are so gifted and so talented. But one thing that really, really caught me and had a big impact was the school and Clarkston School. Okay. And actually having, I guess there was a competition in the middle schools for an essay writing competition on what Memorial Day means to you. And there were 3 individuals who were the finalists and who got up and read their pieces, and they just didn't put together a really good presentation. I mean, from a written perspective, it was the actual physical presentation to be able to get up in front of 1,000 people and talk with conviction about what Memorial Day meant to them. And it really was what I thought was a moving event. And just to give them a little recognition, and I'm probably going to bomb the last name, so I'm going to apologize in advance, but Olivia Madej, Tim Dalrymple, and Ryan Donnelly. I mean, just, you know, for 3 young adults to stand up in front of all of those people and read their essay, it really was, I says, it's a testament, you know, to them and to the school that's supporting them and encouraging them to get up and kind of think out of the box and stretch a little bit. Another young lady got up and read the Gettysburg Address, Lily Baer, and which is, I mean, kind of cool how everything went together. But There were the Clarkston Choral Group in their singing, you know, some of the old songs, and some of the gals from the village kind of dressed up as the old Victorian women in mourning, and how this whole Memorial Day event started back a long time ago with the Union and the Confederate, basically at the time probably were widows or those in mourning, putting flowers on graves, and how it kind of brought the two sides together, and how ultimately, you know, Memorial Day came to be. But great event. Hats off to everybody that participated and spent obviously many hours orchestrating it. It was a good event. And I
Real
tell you,
appreciation of the holiday too, you know, like what it really means and stands for to these people.
yeah, I mean, this is a great community. You know, it's really, you know, you're so proud to be part of Clarkston, and you know, and to see events like this with the community involvement, you're just proud to be an American. So it really was a lot of fun.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. I would recommend anybody, you know, do it again. So
Absolutely. So I've heard that there's some things going on in Independence Township with the development district on Dixie Highway.
yeah. You know, Dixie Highway is a commercial corridor that, you know, stretches between Waterford and Springfield. And it's a tough place to do business, you know, because, you know, cars are doing 50, 60 miles an hour, and it isn't the most friendly, you know, from a consumer perspective. So we're putting together a little retail roundtable next Wednesday. We're holding it at Oakhurst, and we've got some of the property developers in the community, business owners, bankers, our planners, and just people with good ideas, big picture thinkers, and who specialize in retail groups. Some of the people from county were coming down as well as far as economic development. But just to try to put our collective heads together on what we can do to put a little spark back into Dixie Highway, to put a little pride back into the community, and see what we can do to, you know, make Independence stand out, you know, to be the head and shoulders above, you know, our neighbors. Going to be kind of hard. I mean, it's obviously things like this take time and money, but we think it's time. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Sounds like a great project.
Yeah, they had done it years ago. Things had kind of fallen by the wayside during the economic downturn. But I think we're at a point right now, commercial properties are starting to pick up. People are starting to plow a little bit of money back into their businesses again. We've got some new businesses going up on Dixie Highway. Some of the old eyesores are going to be going away.
Yep.
And exciting time. So this is the right time to do this, to put together a choreographed, orchestrated approach, you know, that we can really start to improve our corridor.
Sure. And how about that local economy and stuff too?
Oh, absolutely, Matt. And that's what it's all about.
Yep.
You know, it's providing the guys and the gals who have businesses along Dixie Highway the tools, the mechanisms, and whatever we can do from a process standpoint to help facilitate people coming in and spending their money at their local businesses, and we all win then.
Yeah, everybody wins.
So,
Well, that's great. Well, thank you for joining us today, Pat. It's always great to have you come in.
no problem. Thank you very much.
Cool. Hello, I'm Matt Herron, filling in for Justine Morris this week on our episode of The Thread. As always, we have Dr. Rod Rock with us, who's here to tell us a little bit about what's happening in the district. Nice to have you, Dr. Rock.
Thanks, Matt. It's good to have you here.
So what is happening in the district right now?
Well, I've talked a little about Destination Imagination. We had 2 teams participate down in Tennessee, from one team from Pine Knob and one team from Clarkston High School, and they were there last week. And the Pine Knob team finished 6th out of 85 teams in the world, and the high school team finished 8th out of 45 teams in the world. Wow. So I want to congratulate them. Our softball and baseball teams will be participating in districts this weekend, May 31st at Lake Orion. There's the track state finals on Saturday, May 31st in Rockford, and several of our athletes have qualified to participate in that. We have the lacrosse regional coming up on May 28th. The lacrosse team is, I believe, ranked 4th in the state, and they were the MLive Team of the Week this week, so you can check them out on MLive.
Very cool.
They're having an outstanding season, another outstanding season. And our girls tennis team, which is also highly ranked, will participate in Midland in the state finals on May 30th and 31st, and they're expected to do very well, both individually and as a team. And then we have the Senior Scholar Breakfast on the May 28th, which is sponsored by Clarkston State Bank, which is 25 of our highest achieving students from the high school will be, and from Renaissance High School, who are recognized by Clarkston State Bank. So we're very fortunate to have that happen, and congratulations to all of them.
Sounds like our students in the district are doing a lot of really cool things.
They really are doing amazing things.
That's awesome. Can you talk a little bit more about some student achievements with our Clarkson Senior Scholars?
Yes. The senior scholars, as we were listening to their awards at the board meeting the other night and also on senior recognition, we have our students going from colleges literally from sea to shining sea across the United States. We have one student who's going to USC out in California, Southern California, on a scholarship. We have a student who's going to Barry University down in Miami. We have a student who's going to Cornell University in New York, which is an Ivy League school. We have students going to colleges all over Michigan, Kettering, the University of Michigan. We have a National Merit Scholar among those students. We have Big Ten athletes going to Michigan State University among our senior scholars. We have the University of Alabama represented in our senior scholars, outstanding engineering scholarship, and they've recruited our students. Miami University in Ohio. So they're doing very, very well, our senior scholars, and I think this community, this school system should be very proud and excited to see what these students go on to accomplish. Certainly the tremendous amount of work and dedication and responsibility they've put into their grades, along with their ACT scores and their community service. They do an amazing amount of work within the community. They're recognized in many, many ways by our community, by the Optimist Club, and by several other civic organizations, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, those kinds of things, as just outstanding citizens, not to mention their work within the school, their contributions to great things that happen in plays and on the athletic fields, in clubs, and in all kinds of competitions in band and those kinds of things. So we're very fortunate to have students who work so hard and staff members who push them, and community members who come out and support all of the different things that our students do. Just very proud and honored to be part of that.
Some great universities on that list.
It's an amazing list.
Definitely must have taken a lot of hard work to get accepted to some of those schools.
No question.
So congratulations to all of them, and as always, it's really nice to have you come in here and tell us a little bit about what's going on in the community.
Thank you. I did want to mention just a couple other things. I've talked about Team Rush and their accomplishments, and
Sure.
they were invited to the White House Science Fair, and they're there today on May 27th. We had some pictures on Twitter of them in the East Room, so they'll be meeting with the President and the First Lady by invitation, representing FIRST Robotics and their national award recognition of the Chairman's Award, along with their state championship, and the robot will be there. So that's really an amazing thing that they've accomplished to go to the White House.
And a great experience for them,
No
to
question.
get to meet the President. That's so cool for students from our area
It
to be
is.
doing something like
And
that.
our staff members. It just doesn't, some things like that don't happen very often in many lifetimes, and our students and our staff are out there representing our community, so what a wonderful thing. I also wanted to mention real briefly, we have two students from the high school who have put together a program called Clarkston Help that meets every Sunday over at the middle school, and they have students come in who would like to receive some tutoring, and we have teachers who volunteer, and these students have gone way above and beyond to put together this program for kids, and they've been recognized throughout the community both for their academics and for their community service, and I want to congratulate them and thank them for their work, along with the citizens who have worked on that as well. And they're recruiting students for next year. They're going to have a meeting here at the high school tomorrow morning to get more tutors and volunteers to help out. So I want to thank those students for all of their great work. It's another, as I heard Pat Kittle talk about with the Memorial Day recognition and ceremony, just an incredible community that we have, and our students really recognize that this is a community that really is involved with service and gives back, and they see that and they work hard as students to go ahead and continue that tradition. So I want to thank our community for their serving as role models in that way, and our students and our staff for carrying that on. Thank you very, very much.
Sure. I'm certainly proud to be a part of this community, and it is great to hear all these wonderful things happening.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks everyone for joining us on The Thread, and we'll see you next week.